it's time for chapter 24 of Powerless. Now, I'm going to say one thing that I did today before I get into this, and I will start reading afterwards. But here is my fun thing that I did today. I went to Barnes & Noble, and I got the book of the months. Funnily enough, it switches every 2 months, and yet it's already sold out for this month and next month. So instead of it being pumpkin spice and everything nice, which I actually haven't read, but it looked really cute, I got Long Live Evil, where this girl basically is about to die, and she makes a bargain to enter into her favorite book series, and ends up being the villain instead of the heroine. So this looks like it's going to be a fun book. And then I've read, what do you call it? Shadow of the Fox. Shadow of the Fox. I like brain glitch. I'm so dumb. It's on the back of these books. Anyways, I got book 2 and book 3 so I can finally finish this series because I've been wanting to read the rest of the series, but I can't find the books at my library. So I got it. And then this is my happiest thing I got, guys. Hold on, give me a moment. Keeper of the Lost Cities. I've already read this series, okay? But I don't own it. This book, guys, hold on, wait. It's annotated and illustrated by the author. So, like, man, I read it perfectly. And the illustration, and then, where's, yeah. It's annotated by the author, and you get scenes at the very end that she didn't add. They're like the exclusive deleted scenes. And I'm so excited to read this book. But anyways, that's off topic. Chapter 24 of Powerless. Let's get started. Okay, you might have been able to guess this after the last chapter, but this chapter is the first trial through Peyton's point of view instead of Kai's. Still equally shocking. Actually, no. His was more shocking. One of the characters in this chapter, though, I don't like him. And I don't know that I liked him beforehand, but I like doubly don't like him now. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's get into this. So, it's not funny, guys. It's not funny, but it's funny. That is my sense of humor. So basically, the first sentence of this chapter is, I'm going to wring your neck if you don't shut up. It's Peyton talking to a bird that keeps squawking or squabbling, whatever it's called. I found that funny, okay? You should never threaten to kill anyone, but no, I can't say that. Ignore that last part. It's funny to me, okay? It's not funny, but it's funny. Then she's making arrowheads because, as a fun memory, her father had her make them from scratch. I have some questions about her childhood, the way she was raised. Okay, and then she's walking, blah, 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 and then she runs into a large cotton shirt because she's literally wearing, how do you describe this? I don't know. Basically, she's wearing a tank top that's not good to live in for a week. And so she finds the shirt, blah, 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 and she's like, I'm bored. I'm bored during a bloody trial. Which is slightly comical, but also not. And then this girl finds water, sees a human outline, and a scream rips from her throat. Because it's Kit. He's dead. And she's like, I may hate this father and kingdom, but that doesn't mean I wish to see him dead, right? She's finally starting to like Kit, which, like, bummer for Kit, because I don't like Kit, and I didn't want her to end up with Kit. And also, no, that doesn't matter. That part doesn't matter yet. Anyways, she's going to get him, and it turns out it's not Kit. There is no body. And then someone's like, help me. And she turns around, and it's her. And then she sees a younger her, and another younger her, and another one, and another one. And she's just surrounded by herself. And she's like, wait, this isn't a delusion. This is Ace. And she's like, I know it's you. And, he smirks at her and he's like, hello, did you enjoy catching up with your younger self? So, red. Red, red, red. We are done with you, Ace. That was so twisted. Like, there's playing a prank, and there's messing with someone, and then there's psychological warfare. And whatever the correct actual phrase I'm trying to think of that I can't think of is, there's that. Ace is on that side. I don't like him. I don't like him at all. And then he's like, just take your band and I'll be on my way. Okay. No. You're not gonna win. I don't know how to get this through your thick skull. And she goes to shoot him with an arrow, and turns out he's a delusion. Or, not delusion, illusion. And then there's another one. And then she's like, oh wait, guys, this is actually him. Because she hears the leaf crunch, and he figures that out. And so he, like, creates a dozen more to surround her. And she's got to figure out who it is. And you know how she figures it out? The tiny bead of sweat trickling down the side of his temple is all it takes to give him away. The only sign of his struggle to cast the illusions. Now, this is off topic because I talk about books. Granted, it's not like I just talk about books, I get too distracted. But this right here reminds me of the one episode in The Flash. And it's basically this. So, then he lunges toward her with a spear, or with something, I don't know. And then she releases his arrow and hits his leg. And he drops the dirt. And then she sprints. And then, surprise, surprise, your adrenaline wears off and she looks at the gash. Right here, somewhere around this area. And it looks like a spear wound. Right beneath the rib. Here, let's see, here's my rib. Like right here. And a long bloody gash, so I'm thinking like long instead of long. But I don't know because I've never been in this type of fight. Thankfully, I'm not complaining about that, trust. My breath comes in shaky, shallow pants. At least I'm alive. And then she rips up the, this is meaningful, sorry, that's why I did that. And then she rips up the large cotton shirt she, like, just found before this whole thing happened. And so now it covers, but to, like, here, I think, and then what was left, she took that part off and wrapped it around her wound. And then she starts stumbling through the woods because it's stumbling. She can't walk because a shaky sigh alone jolts a sharp pain through her. This is from the book, guys. Anyways, that's how chapter 24 ends. Man, it's fun to play with this pen. I'm getting distracted again. Anyways, that's all for this chapter. Have fun. Stay cool, guys.